another episode of the podcast. I'm Jimena Vizcaíno and I'm 17 years old.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalia, I'm 17 years old and I'm really excited to be here today.
Hi everyone, I'm Valeria, I'm 14 years old and I'm in 8th grade.
Today we have a special guest joining us known as another Guatemalan athlete who specializes in the category of freediving, Amérigo Morán.
Hello girls, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you today? How do you feel today being here?
I feel very happy. I'm very grateful that I can be here and show everyone what I do.
Yeah.
First off, what we would like to know is sort of an introduction about the sport for those who don't know about it. And I think one of the biggest curiosities that most people would have is what made you passionate towards the sport?
That's a very good question. Actually, I don't know what exactly makes me passionate about it. It's just like something I found in my life, and I happen to be good at it. So I keep on going and doing it more and more. But there's not like a main reason. It's maybe like you feel very free, you get to travel, to meet new people, to explore different places. We have very nice places when you can freedive in Guatemala, which are like very unexplored. That's very nice about it.
Okay, one of the questions is where do you find the strength in your body to dive that deep? Because it's so impressive, to be honest.
Well, you have to like learn how to freedive. There's a lot of courses you can take, and then you can take like the next course, and also I got to be an instructor, freediving instructor. So then I kind of like know all the theory about it. After that, I started to do freediving competitions, and then right there is where you really improve. You start to do the competitions, and once you're there, you have all the safety, all the medical team, all the equipment you need, the boat, the place, everything. So then you start like improving your depths and becoming like better, improving a lot. Because here in Guatemala, it's not that easy to train because we don't have competitions, we don't have a lot of things. So I have to like go out of Guatemala to do my best. Maybe in the future we have like more things to improve it. But right now it's like starting to grow in Guatemala.
Okay. And could you explain to us and to the people who are hearing this a little bit about freediving to all of us understand your point of view?
Yes, freediving is a sport where you dive holding your breath. You don't have any breathing equipment, so you just start to do the breathe up, hold your breath, and after that you go to the depth. The main objective is to go deeper. Then you get in the competitions, you get 1 point per each meter you go down, and there's like 4 different disciplines in the competitions. So you get like 4 different days to compete, and in each day you are collecting points about each meter you go down.
Okay.
So it's like a game with points, and you're competing with different countries, and it's very fun.
That's cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's very impressive, and we find it fascinating how hard you've worked to make this because, like you mentioned before, it's a pretty underrated sport and not many people know about it. There's many things that go into it, and your perseverance is something that's very admiring to those. Regarding one of your prior answers, it's known that you have a school here in Guatemala called Apnea Freedive. What we wanted to know is what made you want to share your knowledge with others, considering you're very educated on the topic, and how to work behind the disciplines and all this, and how to put them to practice.
Yes, the school I have is called Freedive Guatemala, and we teach PADI courses, which you get certified, and we gave you a license. So then you can go to different places, show your license, and go freediving. And I like to share what I love, and I think that people have this nice opportunity to learn it in Guatemala. When I started, no one showed this here, So I have to go to different countries and start learning how to free dive. But now we have the opportunity to learn it here. So it's kind of nice, so everyone can do it in Guatemala and not have to go like very far.
Yeah, that's great.
Have you ever find any extraordinary animal? And if so, how do you control yourself to not be nervous?
Yes, I have found a lot of different animals, like sharks mostly.
Oh my God.
And the first time you see it, you get really nervous. But after like you find it very different times, you feel it normal. It's not like we think like the shark movie, you know?
Yeah.
So it works very different. Like, for example, you're on a boat and someone say, hey, there's sharks in the water. And everyone jumps in to see them.
Wow.
It's the opposite about what people think. It's like, oh, there's sharks, let's go out of the water.
Yeah.
No, you see the sharks and you want to jump and get to see them.
Wow, that's
I have
pretty cool.
a very nice pictures with diving with sharks.
wow.
Wow.
That's like the most nice animal I have seen. And I get to see different kinds of sharks in different places.
Regarding that, since you've seen like a bunch of animals, have you ever been put in a very dangerous situation that could cause damage to your body, like any physical damage or like health problems?
Yes, that unfortunately it's part of the game. And I have been in problems, but not with the sharks. They don't do nothing to you. Once you start going very deep, you can hurt yourself in different parts. Like for example, you can have a lung squeeze, which is like the pressure is too much and you're not ready for it, so you get like a damage in your lungs. Also, you can have a trachea squeeze. Is if you don't have enough air in your sinus, your trachea will collapse, and then you get like a little damage and you get a little blood out.
Wow.
That sounds
But
great.
it's normal.
Okay.
It happens a lot. Like for example, when you play football,
Yeah.
someday your knees may get hurt. So it's like the same with free diving. You can have some squeeze.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And kind of related to the shark stuff, I have another question. Are the deeps of the ocean as beautiful and impressive that are portrayed in documentaries, or are they even greater? Or what can you tell us about it? Because I'm really curious.
The ocean can be like a very nice place and also like a very bad thing. Like you can have the best dive on your life or maybe the worst, and you don't know what's going to happen. So you have to be ready, prepared, and train a lot so you won't have like a bad dive, you know? So it's hard to train, I need to train like every day so I can get used to it. But it's like a game. Could be like the best or the worst, and it's the ocean. It works like that, so you never know, and that's great about it. It's like the surprise you get.
Yeah, it's a huge mystery, and I think the best part about it is that I think it's scientifically known that only 5% of the ocean has been discovered, and there's like another 95% that hasn't. And another curious fact I had is that it's known that you used to be a student here at school, and I think a question lots of students were willing to know was how this school might have helped you apply some of those values that you have now into your school.
Yes. Since I was little, I only been in Colegio Naleb since the kinder all the way to graduation. So that's what I am. I learn everything in Colegio Naleb, and it showed me a lot. Like for example, the diálogos.
Yeah.
So it makes me easier to talk about what I like, and I think that's most of it.
In general, in your life in this sport, what values do you think are necessary to confront all the?
Yes, there's a lot. You have to like know your limits and don't go farther then, because that's where you get trouble.
Okay.
So you have to be like very humble about your depth. You cannot just like go like, oh, I want to go to 100 meters. Maybe you're not ready and you can get hurt. So you have to know your limits. And me personally, I like to dive feeling my senses. And if I don't feel comfortable in one dive, the next dive I go a bit shallower. So I don't like to really push myself. Other freedivers, they do that. They push themselves very hard, and sometimes they get good results, but sometimes they don't. Me personally, I like to respect my limits and dive in the way I feel comfortable, not like pushing so much.
Okay.
Like related to what you said right now, how do you prepare mentally to set records? Because it's a very hard thing to do. Like you're explaining to us right now, you know your limits and you respect them. So we want to know just a little more about that.
Yes, you have to like train. Here in Guate, I go to the pool. I train in pool very much to improve my technique. And then I have to go to competitions, and before competitions, you have to train a lot. It's not like you go and compete. You have to go and take some weeks to train, and then you can see in which depth you feel comfortable, because in competitions, you are the one who is gonna announce how deep you're going. So you have to like feel how your body is reacting, and regarding that, you can like announce your depth in competitions.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yes, you have to train a lot, and your body start like getting used to depth. Yeah.
Yeah. Since you've had quite a long career so far up until this point, and it's known that you've set a record, which is very cool. What is one of the most rewarding experiences you have, and along with that, one of the scariest ones you've faced while freediving?
Yes, I have set a lot of national records for Guatemala, also for Central America. I have like 81 meters is the deepest one in this discipline called free immersion, which is pulling the rope. I also have different national records in other disciplines, but not as deep as that. And the one time I got like very scared, it was in a world competition, in World Cup. It was a line set up to 83 meters, which I was supposed to dive. But the setup in the boats made a mistake, and the boats were like going very close to the reef. So when I was like free falling and going to the bottom, I got to see the reef very close, like from here to the wall, and I almost crashed in the reef, because the competition and the climate, they make the mistake, and I was very scared. I did an early turn at 82 meters, so I was almost there, but I made the decision to stop and come up because I was about to crash. And once you're very deep, you don't want to get in any trouble. Also, you have a lanyard, which is like a cable attached to the main rope, and you can get like hook on the reef. So it was a very dangerous situation. After that dive, they canceled the competition in that exact moment. I told the judges, hey guys, we're very close to the reef. And all the organizing says, okay, we have a problem, let's stop the competition. And that was like a very big barrier for me, because I got very scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine that, but at the same time I can, but at the same time I can't.
Yeah.
Well,
While you've traveled, what countries have you traveled to? And like you said, you've been competing against so many people. So how have you learned anything from others, like any
yes.
techniques? And
Yes, exactly.
If so, what?
It's very, very nice to see different people ways of diving. Like, for example, the girls from Japan, they do like a lot of relaxation, and they stay in the surface floating for a very long time. And once you're training with the very best of each country, you get to know them, and they show you the different techniques they use. And then you can try them, because it's like everyone has developed different techniques. So then when you are with them, you get to absorb the things that they do.
yeah.
And it's very nice to dive with the best
Yeah.
You have the chance to study their moves
Yeah.
and to apply them to your freediving, right?
To study what? I'm sorry?
You have the chance like to look what others do and
Exactly.
apply it to
Exactly,
yours.
yes. Yes.
And what are your near future goals related to all this sport?
Yes, right now, like next week, we have the freediving night, which I am organizing, and it's to collect money for competing. So it's like next week. I have tickets for sale if someone of you want to buy, and then you can go and see the conference, and then you can see like very nice pictures, see where I've been diving, what I've been doing, the goals I have reached. And
Oh,
that's
that's
like
great.
the first thing coming right now. And after that, I'm going to Mexico to a competition called Azul Freediving Challenge, which is in a cenote.
Oh,
And it's very nice. I actually went there like a few months ago. I get to win the third prize overall. And right now, I want to go at least for the second or maybe the first. So that's like my main goal right now, to go to this Mexican competition, which has a lot of different participants of different countries.
That's
And
great.
like right now, I'm organizing that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool.
Super great.
And I have another question because you
Yes.
mentioned it, cenotes, and I am wondering what is your favorite, what are or is your favorite place to do free diving?
That's a very nice, very good question. I'm not sure about it. I really love the ocean. I really love the cenotes. Every place has its own magic. The cenotes are very nice because it's fresh water, so you get to sink faster.
Oh,
So you don't have to, like in the ocean, because of the density of the salt water, the water like stop you a bit. In fresh water, you go down super fast, which I like a lot. And also, and the cenotes is very dark
oh,
because it's not open, it's a cave. So after you reach like 20, 30 meters, it becomes very dark.
wow.
So that's the hard part about it. But once you get used to it, you can control it and like closing your eyes or touching the rope,
Wow.
some things like that. But I don't have like a very favorite.
Okay, and I imagine that it must be like magic when you're getting to the top and you can see the sunlight, or it's not like
Yes,
that.
yes, you can get to see the light when you're coming up.
That's
Also, the safety team waits for you about like 30 meters. They give you a grouper call, which is like under the water. So when you hear that, it's like, okay, now if something happens, the safety team will get me out, and you relax a lot. It feels like very nice to hear that. And obviously, when you go out, it's very nice to breathe again.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I've watched some of those videos on YouTube. I happened not that long ago, and honestly, I see the color of the water. It starts shifting. It starts
Exactly.
getting darker and
Yeah.
darker and
Crazy.
darker. And considering, since like I mentioned earlier on, since you have a school, what advice would you give to someone who's looking to start it, and how could they practice it?
The first time I advise, the first thing is like take a course. Because some people like start watching videos in YouTube and they think they can do it. But the proper way to do it is taking a course wherever they want, and then you get to learn how to do it the best way, like not getting into problems. Like for example, the first rule is never free dive alone. And some people do it. So if they get a blackout, you can drown in the water if you don't have a trained body that can help you in that situation. So the thing is, take a course.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Another question that I just like sort of popped up in my head right now is when you've been in a competition, has there been any disqualifications or eliminations
Oh,
for
yes.
unfair game or?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
no
that happen a
problem.
lot. We have a judge team checking your dives, and sometimes I have like a red card, which give you 0 points. Like for example, this time in Xibalbá, another competition in Mexico, I went down to the bottom plate, I grabbed the tag, and I was going in a discipline which is bifins. And unfortunately, I did this movement and touched the rope. And the judges in the afternoon, they do a GoPro check, and they take the camera, which is in the bottom, and check if you do your dive properly. And then they saw that I touched the rope, and they disqualify me. They give me a red card, and I got 0 points.
Oh.
And it was like very frustrating, but I got to do it the next day because you have 1 extra day to recover from any problem. And I announced 1 meter deeper, so and by the end it was better because I could get to collect 1 more meter.
Wow.
But I was very tired because once you do deep diving, after the dive, you feel super tired. And I needed to rest that day, but I couldn't because I have to improve the problem I got. So, but it was nice, and also you can get a record in the surface. Once you finish your dive, you have to do a protocol, which is looking which one of everyone is the judge. You have to look at them, take your facial gear off, like for example the nose clip, you take it off. You have to do a sign and say, I am okay. And then hold in the rope for 15 seconds. And the judge will decide if they give you a red card or yellow card or white card. So if you get something of this, you get confused, like for example, you do this, a double okay, it's a red card. So that's like, you have to do it very good and train a lot so you won't do a mistake in the competition, because it's really frustrating to do a big dive, think you do it good, and then they give you a red card.
Yeah.
Yes. I know I'm asking this late, but where did you start free diving? At what age? And when did you discover that that was the thing you wanted to do in your life?
There was a very nice moment. I went to Belize with my family. We went in the beach, and I went snorkeling. And I was like exploring by myself. And somehow I got to see under the rock, and it was a little shark.
Wow.
And I got very scared at that moment because it was the first time I saw it. I was by myself in the ocean, and I was like running out of the water, super scared. But after that, I really like it. And I think that was like the first moment I enjoyed free diving in a very nice way. After that, I was doing scuba diving for a long time. And like 8 years ago, I started doing the free diving.
Free diving.
Yeah.
Do you have any like nicknames that your family calls you or friends call you since you do like free diving?
Not really. Not yet. You can put me one.
Maybe we can put you on.
Well, this guy from El Salvador once called me Big Yoda.
Oh God.
Big Yoda, but they don't call me like that. Just he told me like as a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose so, but were there any sacrifices that you have to do to get where you are right now?
Yes, once I killed a chicken.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. That's a joke.
I'm leaving that.
No, the sacrifice is like going far, saving a lot of money to do it, put it in the free diving competitions because it's for me it's kind of expensive. So I have to like collect the money for it, and maybe I could like go on a weekend or vacations, but and that's what I sacrifice sometimes to do it and expend it in the free diving. Also the time with family and stuff like that, but it's very worth it because it goes naturally and you get to know a lot of people, so it's not really a sacrifice. Yeah.
Okay. And I imagine you can also know a lot about yourself being there alone and working.
Exactly,
but, yeah.
yes. It's very nice. I enjoy being by myself a lot. Yeah.
Are you looking to set a new record anytime soon?
Yes, probably yes. In this competition, maybe I get to set a new national record, but I have to beat myself, and it's not easy to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But who knows? Sometimes you get the surprise that you improve a lot and you can do it. The last record I beat was in bifins last year in Honduras, in Roatán. In a competition, I did 71 meters with the bifins. So maybe I do 72 this time.
Yeah. And what do you expect and imagine for this sport in Guatemala?
It's a lot of room to grow. Like
Yeah.
we can like make probably competitions also. We have very nice and very deep places to freedive, and also like to make the freediving group grows. Like have more students, have more people certified, and what I would love to is to have more people competing, especially girls. There's been no girls doing freediving competition yet. So if some girls start doing it, they can start to putting national records very easy because it's right now it's 0.
Oh.
Um,
Okay, that's great.
I have a question. What can you say to the people who's watching this podcast for them to be interested in the sport? Because I think it's important to, like you say now, girls to participate in these things, which is like important to me. So we can participate. We want to know more about this sport because this is very interesting. What can you say to the people who's watching?
Well, actually, I like to the people that wants to freedive that they already like it. I don't like convincing people to do it because it's something kind of complicated, and you have to feel the curiosity at least, or feel what is freediving, where can I learn? After that, take a course and see if you like it. But I don't like personally like convincing someone because maybe they don't really want to do it, and I get to convince them. It's not the way I like it. I like that they have the passion by themselves. If they have that, I can push you and get you in a good level. But I think the person has to have the interest by themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. I think to conclude, that's one of the biggest and most important factors that you've said, that you have to have a passion for the sport, and we're very grateful that you came here today and that you were able to share some of your biggest experiences with us, so thank you.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
thanks to
Thank
you.
you.
I enjoy it very much.
I was really nervous, but I really enjoyed it. It's an interesting topic.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
I also remember in Colegio Naleb when I was there, we have a pool.
Oh,
We used to have a pool, and we get to do natación very much.
that's great.
And I was very excited about it. Oh, the Friday is pool day, so we get the calzoneta and we do the swimming class. And I'm sure that helped me a lot also.
Wow. I didn't knew that.
I didn't know that too.
I didn't know that either.
Now you can tell to Rita, we need a pool again.
We need
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
pool.
get a pool.
We're gonna get a pool. Next time you visit the school, we are
Yeah.
going to have
Yes.
Olympic pool.
Yes, please, and maybe I can go and train there.
Oh,
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
always looking for pools to train in Guate.
Oh,
So if you know a pool where I can go and train, that would be awesome.
I know a couple ones.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much for being here today. We're so glad you were able to share so many of these experiences, to have clarified so many questions that a lot of people have, and we were very happy to have you here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome,
Amérigo.
and thanks to you also. I enjoy it very much, and anytime you want to talk about diving again, I'm great to do it. I'm very happy, and I can talk about free diving for hours.
We know that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amérigo.
Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you for
Gracias,
watching.
thank you.
Gracias.
Bye.
Muy bien.